polish I have to show you guys from Julep is called Fireworks. I do want to mention that if you guys follow me on Twitter and Instagram, I have mentioned this. I have broken this nail, my index fingernail, and I broke it at work. I was just opening a box and I got it caught at a weak point on my nail and it tore about halfway over, and so I put a band-aid on it that day at work and came home and I put gel over my nails so that it would hold and it would basically sort of repair the nail until I can grow it out and you know, keep filing my nail the same way. Anyway, it was far enough down that if I tried to cut it and tried to, you know, cut all my nails down that length, it would hurt a lot. So this was kind of my only option, and this is just what we're gonna have to swatch over for the next couple of weeks. The first color that I'm gonna show you guys today is called Fireworks, and this is a, like, it's not a bright red, it's definitely a little bit desaturated, but it's a red and dark blue and silver chunky glitter in a clear base. This one, as with all of my Julep nail polishes, I actually got in a Julep box when I was still subscribed to Julep. And when I was subscribed to Julep, I was part of their Maven Rockstar program. So I had enough points and like referrals that I never actually really had to pay for Julep nail polishes. So it was kind of awesome. This is definitely meant to be a top coat, and I'll layer it up I'll layer it up twice so you guys can see how it layers. I'm not entirely sure what Julep's limited edition colors or unavailable colors are. I know this one may have been like a seasonal 4th of July one from a couple of years ago. I use this once in a while, not all the time, but yeah, that's what Fireworks looks like in the first coat. I'm gonna go in now with the next coat of Fireworks, and this has got a pretty thin base, so it's actually pretty easy to layer up. And there's a decent amount of glitter pickup, so you get a good coverage for a top coat. You know, you'll still be able to see whatever you have underneath it. But you'll get a nice coverage of glitter as well. So yeah, that is 2 coats of Fireworks by Julep. So here's what Fireworks looks like up close. This one I am going to destash. Again, I haven't worn it very often. I don't use it all that much. So yeah, this one's going to get destashed. The next color I have from Julep, I don't actually know what the name is because the sticker came off on the bottom, but I think maybe this one was Oh Canada. Anyway, this is an opalescent glitter with a red glitter mixed into it. It's another top coat. It definitely has more opalescent bits than red. So it's going to be kind of hard to see. But yeah, that is what the first coat looks like. A lot of opalescent glitter. It definitely gets picked up in the first coat. I'll do 2 coats of this one as well so you guys can see what it looks like layered up. But yeah, it's definitely more of an opalescent glitter than it is a red glitter. I'm gonna go now with the second coat of this nail polish, and you can see that again, it layers up pretty much mostly the opalescent color, and then the red does come up a little bit more as well. So yeah, that is 2 coats. So this is what 2 coats looks like up close. This one I'm gonna destash as well. I have a couple of opalescent glitters that I kept from China Glaze, and I use those a little bit more, so this one is going to go. The next polish I'm going to show you also had its label fall off, but I think this one was called America, and this is a red micro glitter with a slightly bigger silver and blue glitter mixed into it. This one can be worn opaquely on its own, but it can also be a top coat. I will show you what it looks like as a top coat because I actually never wore this on its own. I've probably used this once. So yeah, this is what it looks like as a top coat. And this is how I wore it as a top coat. I just used the 1 coat. So here's what America looks like up close. This one, again, I wore it as a top coat, so it has sort of that speckled micro glitter effect, and I would wear this over like a red or a white generally. And I say that because I did like alternating red and white nails and used this as a top coat. So that was the one time I used it. This one I am going to destash. Again, just haven't really used it, so I have no really need to keep it. The next polish that I have to show you is called Lorry, and this is a jelly polish. They specifically came out with a line of polishes called the Jelly Collection. So yeah, this is sort of like a berry toned purple sort of popsicle stain type of color, like a berry popsicle. If you guys ever had one of those like Nature's Choice popsicles, they have like I think they have like a mixed berry flavor, or like a mixed berry juice squeeze, if you guys remember those drinks. It's kind of that color, and this is what it looks like. It never really gets fully opaque. I will layer a glitter in between so you guys can see what it looks like as a layered jelly, because that's mostly what I do with this polish. So yeah, that's what it looks like in the first coat. I'm going to go in with the second coat, and I put a coat of Deborah Lippmann's Happy Birthday on two of my nails so you guys can see what it looks like when it's layered up over a glitter. Again, the jelly sandwich is essentially what I do with all of my jellies. Let me get the bottom of this nail really quick. So yeah, when it's just layered on itself, the color gets much deeper. It doesn't ever get fully opaque because it is a jelly, but you get a nice sort of stained look and sort of gel finish type of look on your nail. When it is layered over a glitter, you get the shine of the glitter through the polish, and so it's sort of tinted that berry tone, but you get the glitter underneath. So yeah, that is what two coats of Lori looks like. So this one I am going to keep. I do really like using this for my jelly manicures, and so yeah, this is Lori, and it's going to stay in my stash. The next polish that I have to show you is called Harper, and this is a teal jelly with an opalescent glitter running through it. This one I kept all this time because it's probably one of my favorite color combinations. If you guys couldn't tell from my other videos, if you guys have watched my videos in the past, teal is my favorite color. So yeah, anything teal is totally right up my alley. This does have a slightly thicker formula, so it is a little bit more difficult to apply, but if you're patient with it, then it will go on smoothly. So that is the first coat of Harper. I'm going to go in with the second coat of Harper, and this gets pretty much as dark as it's going to get in two coats. It doesn't ever get fully opaque because of its base, its jelly base. But yeah, it gets nice and deep and mermaidy on the nail when it gets layered up. So that's two coats of Harper. So here's what Harper looks like up close. Again, very mermaidy, very pretty. I am going to destash this one because I have one already like this in my drugstore nail polishes. So this one is also going to get destashed. I'm going to go in with the next color now. It's called Waleska, and this is very, very similar to Charla by by Zoya. It has a little bit more gold in it, so it's a little bit more dense, but it's essentially the same idea. And yeah, this is what it looks like in the first coat. It applies very similarly to Charla. It is also slightly darker than Charla is. So yeah, that's the first coat. I'm going to go in with the second coat, and this gets fully opaque in two coats. The glitter, or the shimmer I guess, comes out a little bit more, and the color gets slightly deeper as well. So that is two coats of Waleska. So this is what Waleska looks like up close. This one I am going to destash. I have... Okay, so I said with the other ones that look like Charlotte that I'm keeping them because I like having backups of the color, but I don't need this many backups of it, so this one I am going to destash. The next polish that I'm going to show you is called Caroline. This is a dark, almost coffee colored brown color in a shimmery formula. Very, very pretty. This one I haven't worn in a very long time, but I kept it because I liked the sort of reddish mahogany tone that it has in its shimmer. So yeah, in its first coat, it's actually incredibly opaque, as you can see, to the point where I can pretty much get a one coat coverage with it, which I'll show you on my middle finger. If I use a thicker amount of polish, I can definitely get this opaque in one coat. So here's what Caroline looks like up close. This one I'm also going to destash. I kept some darker shimmery colors from OPI. So the last polish that I have to show you is called Reece, and this is a gunmetal based color with a bunch of holographic glitter running through it. Julep also came out with a ton of like hollow colors, some hollow glitters, some linear hollows, and I thought that was kind of cool. Not a ton of high-end brands that you could buy at like Sephora, for example, were selling hollows. So yeah, in the first coat it's actually fairly opaque. It's not very thin like a lot of gunmetal based colors are. So yeah, that's the first coat. I'm going to go now with the second coat of Reece, and this does get fully opaque in 2 coats. I forgot to mention that the base, the gunmetal color, has a shift in it, so it's like that oil slick type color. It goes from the purple to like that greenish metally color. So yeah, that is what the second coat looks like. So here's what Reece looks like up close. This one I'm also going to destash. I don't wear it very often. It is very, very pretty, but yeah, it's just one that doesn't really make it onto my nails very often. So this is the one from Julep that I'm going to keep this time. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, if you could give it a thumbs up, that would totally make my day. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week for the next Swatch My Stash video. Those were all of my Julep nail polishes, so I'll have, I think I'm going to do Deborah Lippmann next. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you guys soon.